All right, welcome back, everybody. Sorry about the weird lighting, but it's bright outside, so it's kind of making me a little bit dark, but that's all right. Y'all don't look at me anyway. You look at the screen that has AutoCAD on it, right? Welcome back. This is week 6. We're going to start pushing a little further forward in our skill sets. I'm going to cover a few commands here that'll help you on your assignment for Thursday. So do Thursday. It's called the rotor, and it's going to work with round objects, quite a bit of trimming, and a lot of construction lines and construction circles. So try to get used to making construction circles and lines. I'm going to show you a few other ones too, though. So, all right, I'm going to shut this one down right here and just work with AutoCAD. So the drawing you're going to work on is in metric. So the way to get a metric template, if you haven't made one, is to go File New and then choose the ACAD ISO. There's a lot of them, so don't get distracted. ISO is metric, okay? So then you set open. I've already done that, and I have a metric drawing going. So if you've made a metric template, use it, right? Because the dimensioning is kind of wonky. If once you get that figured out, save it in your template, and then you'll have it each time. So, all right. One of the commands I want to cover is array. So array will make horizontal and vertical arrays, or it'll make round arrays. So I have started the rotor here with a circle at 175. Or excuse me, 165. And then I see there's a circle that's going to be just straight up. So I'm going to draw a straight up construction line. I'm not going to do all of this assignment for you, but I'm going to give you some head start, some push. Okay. So then I see that the center of that circle is at 153 diameter, right? So if I go, hang on a second. I'm going to do this one again. Circle. When you do a circle, you can see down below, down here, there's a diameter option. So I type in D for diameter and hit enter. And then I can put in my diameter of 165. There we go. All right. So I'm going to do that again. Circle, D for diameter. And I know that the next little hole in the rotor is at 153. And I'll show you the assignment in a second. So this is the outside of the rotor, and this is a location of a hole. So this could actually be like a center line, like you could change it to a center line, but you'll end up deleting it anyway. So I just leave it continuous. And then there's a hole right here, right? And the diameter of that is 5. So again, D for diameter and 5. All right, so that's the first hole. And yeah, I could actually get rid of this now because I just located that hole. Now, it says that these holes are 5 degrees apart. So one way to do that is to get the spacing on the snap, the polar restriction, to every 5 degrees. That's pretty easy. So that's right here. So right now we get every 90 degrees for the green line, but I could get every 5. So if I go line from here, I get every 5 degrees, that one and then that one. Boom. So there's my next construction line. And if you haven't looked at the rotor, you probably should look at the rotor so you know what I'm doing. And then I'm going to do another construction circle with a diameter, D for diameter, of 148. Right? And then another circle at that intersection, D for a diameter of 5. I think they're all 5. Yeah. 72 of them. Yep. All right. And you can just keep going and make the third one, but I'm going to stop and show you how array works. So if you had 3, right, the third one, I would array all 3. But since I only have 2, my example, I'm just going to use the two holes and array it around in a circle. So that's called a polar array. Okay. All right. Array. I just type it in. It says select objects. So these are the things that I want to array are my holes, right? And then it says, when I hit enter, it says, what kind of an array do you want? I want a polar array. And then it says specify the center point. That's where I want it to rotate about. So then it plops in some very basic numbers, right? Just for you to look at the array. Well, that's clearly not what I want. So I don't have all three, so I can't really I'll do 72 items. We'll see what we get here. 72 items. It's going to be less than that, but that's all right. And you can see that it starts to try and figure it out, right? Let's see if I can change the angle between. So the angle between is 5. Maybe if I put 10. Oh, it doesn't like it. Array, select grip, edit, or, oh yeah. Let's go to 5. Oh, we're already at 5. So it's 5 degrees between. It would be not 72. There's 72 total. So for me, it would be 72 divided by 2. And I would have to make them 10 degrees apart. So let's do this. Let's go 36. And 10 degrees. See what it does? So it will adjust that if it can figure it out. So that's the right one for the 2 array. If you have 3, I'll let you figure it out. If I went 15 degrees between, it won't do it, but I could take this down to 18, right? And then I could do 15 degrees between. So you can figure it out. It's not filling the full 360, right? So maybe 24. Yeah, that's a better number. But then I'd have to get it to actually fill the 360. So all the numbers are there. I think that's the number for the 3, if there was 3 holes. But you can see what it's doing, right? And then when you get happy with it, you hit the green check mark and you have it. Now, it's one object. That array is one object. So you really have to make sure it's right. And you can't really edit it, right? Like you can see it's one object. All right, so that's good. The other thing I wanted to show you was on the cutouts, you really just need to make a lot of construction circles on the cutouts. Like put the outside, so the cutouts I'm referring to, if you haven't seen, hopefully you have it in front of you, but if you haven't seen it, this is the exercise right here. And it has some cutouts over here, these cutouts right here. Right. So to build those, you're going to do a lot of construction lines, a lot. Like the outside diameter of that is a radius 66. So I can just type in 66. Oh, maybe I'd already hit diameter. So let me try that again because that looks way too small. Circle 66. Ah, that's much better. And now the inside is a radius 30. So circle 30. All right, so now I have the bottom and the top to that cutout. And now I see that it's, it's 4 quadrants, so it must be 90 degrees between each, which is 45 degrees. So with my new snap, I should be able to get 45 right there, 45. And then this one, I'll go this way too, 45. So what would that be? 36 minus, yeah. Perfect, 140. right there, 145. Because then another 45 is 360. All right. That doesn't look great. $15, right? So be 155 plus 45. Oh no, we're going for 360. Wow, I'm having a hard time. So 180 be 225. All right. So it's measuring it. See which way it's measuring it from horizontal around. So it'd be 90 plus 45, right? Which would be 135 right there. So yeah, you have to kind of realize which way, how it's measuring it. So, all right. So now I'm getting closer to having my shape. This one's not helping me see it. So I'm going to get rid of it. But with some trimming, now remember, this is center line. So I may have to offset this. Those little ribs are 8. So I need to offset 4. And I'd be offsetting both directions, but I'm not going to do that right now because I'm not building the rest. I'm just building one for you, right? And then again, get rid of the lines that you don't need. I don't need those two now. That was just the center of the 45, right? So then I should be able to go trim and get rid of these, get rid of that. That's good. Get rid of this, get rid of that. Now that it doesn't take it all the way away. So I'm going to have to erase those in a second. Get these out of here. So kind of clean it up as you go. Don't do too much at once, right? Now, command I haven't covered is fillet. So fillet's super handy. It's right here. And it makes round corners. But notice that we can set the radius down here, right? So let's set that radius. And it looks like those corners are 6. Once it's set, you just select objects and it'll do it. Spacebar will bring the last command back and you can just roll through it. All right, there's that first cutout. Pretty good, right? And then I could use my new command, array. And it says, hey, what do you want to array? Well, I want to array all this stuff. Got to get it all chosen, right? And I want to do a polar. And my center point is the center point of the circle. And again, it plops numbers in. I only need 4. But boom, one of the very hard parts of this is done. So the drawing looks complicated, and it is, but it's not too bad if you use all these techniques like array, offset, and fillet. Super powerful commands. Now you're going to do some dimensioning on this. So you can dimension it similar to the way they did. That's fine. You're going to need to use your modified annotative standard dimensioning. So if you've not set that up, because right now, if you dimension it, it's going to be really, really tiny because this is metric, right? And you haven't dealt with your scale yet. So, and it's going to look like some kind of wonky dimensioning. Like if I placed a leader, I mean, if you just place that leader, it's fine. But if you place a dimensional leader, then you're going to have like a diameter. It's going to be weird. Here, I'll do a radius just to show you. Right? That's an odd dimensioning style. It doesn't look like the standard. So what you want to do is you want to get your dimensioning set up so you're not using ISO. We do want it annotative, right? If we choose annotative, then we still get this weird comma for metric. So what we want to do is we want to create a new dimension style. I'll call it Troy's metric, right? So I give it a name. I'm not going to start with annotative. I'm going to start with standard. That's just a dimensional decimal standard. It looks like American style dimensioning, and I am going to make it annotative, so don't forget to click that. So I'll say continue. I can set the text, but I have to think about text type in metric. So like 3 millimeters. Okay, I'm not going to do anything else, and you'll see the arrowheads are kind of small, but at least it's showing up in a normal style. So I'm going to set it current. Okay, I will get rid of the precision because we don't need that, right? You can mess with some other things like these sizes. Arrow size, that should be up around 3 because this is metric, right? The rest, I would say lines, that one probably should be adjusted because the extension beyond the dimension line is really too small. So I'm going to make it 3. See how it shows up? So that's under lines. And then the offset from the origin would be nice to get it up to 3. So then the offset is good, right? So just a couple basic things, and you're going to get some decent dimensioning. Now, I haven't set scale up, so I'm going to go through that again real quick, because I think some of you are definitely struggling with the scale and figuring it out. So again, you want to get your drawing done before you do any dimensioning, and then you want to figure out the scale and set up your dimensioning like I just did. So into layout we go. Hopefully you're using your template, so you don't have to come in here and make these changes and build a title block and all that good stuff. I'm not going to build a title block, but I will expand that out. And then, of course, turn the grid off because I don't like the grid. But now I can come into here, model space, and figure out my scale. So scale to fit is that, and it kind of tells me it's 1, right? So I'm going to see what 1 looks like, 1 to 1. That's too big. So I'm going to go 2 to 1. Oops, that's the wrong way. 1 to 2. That's too small. I don't like it. So guess what? I'm going to build a custom. I'm going to add it, and I'm going to say, all right, let's go 1 to 1.5. And then I go 1.5 and say, okay, and okay. And now I can check it out. That's good. I'm going to go with that. 1 to 1.5. So then I move back here where I do my dimensioning. And I say, all right, we're going to use the 1 to 1.5 scale. And we're going to use Troy's metric because that is an annotative scale. So then when I place a dimension, and I'll place a radius dimension, pull it out, it looks like that. Delightful. That's what we're aiming at. Text height of 3 is really good. So let's go for that. And then your dimensioning, looks like an American standard, but we're within a metric drawing. So, all right. Hopefully that helps you get going on this. And it's going to take some time to build it. And then it's also going to take some time to dimension it. So good luck with that. Let me know if you have any problems. See you all on Thursday.